Honorable Men Discord, let's give the Clipse their flowers. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's just go straight into it. This episode, I just want to give Clipse their flowers. I just want to congratulate them on an amazing 2020-25. And I'm just glad to see them back together on a project. I'm glad to see Pharrell doing what he does. He's a phenomenal producer, and I think he's shown that time and time again, but particularly on this project, let God sort him out. And as we all know, they're up for Grammy nominations, right? But before I get into that, I just want to go through the actual tracks off of the song, off of the project, the album, and I want to highlight the ones that stood out for me. Now, make no mistake, this album from top to bottom, I just hit play and I let it rock. I get in the car, I drive, I let it play. No skips, no skips. But let me just talk my favorite track off the album, which was a hard pick. And for those of you that are subscribers to my channel, you know that I'm a Nas fan, and that's not even my favorite song off the album. If anything, I wasn't that impressed by Nas's verse, and I know I'm gonna have people say, "Oh, you're crazy," but listen, to each his own. For me, that wasn't my favorite. That wasn't my favorite delivery from Nas. But with that being said, let's just go through the track list, and we have 13 songs, right? 14 if you include So Be It Part 2, right? My favorite song was FICO, but Stove God Cooks. It probably still is, but it's a toss-up between FICO and POV, featuring Tyler, the Creator. Oddly enough, Tyler, the Creator, and his project is up for Grammy nominations, and so they will be competing against two people that I could see off top on this album that's featured, and that's Tyler, the Creator, and Kendrick Lamar. They're also Grammy nominees, so the Clipse will be up against two of their featured artists. Now, although Nas dropped Light Years, he dropped it late fourth quarter, and I don't believe that album is up for a Grammy nomination at the time of this recording. And based on what I looked up, I did not see Light Years as one of the nominees, and that may be because of when it was released. All right, I think there's a certain window in which you have to release a project for it to be up for nomination, and Nas's album was, again, late in the fourth quarter. But with that being said, I don't know if there's anything I really need to go over as far as this album is concerned. I'm pretty sure many of you that are watching this episode are well familiar with this album. You've heard the album more than once. So there's really not much to say. All I can say is if you haven't heard this album, do yourself a favor and play it, especially if you're a fan of music, especially if you're a fan of hip-hop music. Now, The Birds Don't Sing is a special record. I wouldn't even compare it to any other song on the album, because those are the records that I personally really love, and that those are the ones that are it shows humility, it shows they're deep songs that are personal. Those are usually my favorite records from any artist, personal records. Why? Because that's when the artist is no longer just selling you an image of I'm the nicest on the microphone, or I got the most cars, the most women. Those are the records that I care more about, because that gives you an inside look at who the artist, the solo artist or a group. It really lets you know what they're like outside of music for the most part. Birds Don't Sing is a special song, so I don't even rank it against POV or FICO. I know that particular record is up for Best Song Award, and I hope if they don't get anything at all, I hope they get it for that. And I'm sure if you saw interviews with them, you'd see that they say the same thing. They would love to receive an award, a Grammy, for that particular record. In a perfect world, I'd like them to see them get Grammys for all of the nominations that they have, and it's 5 nominations. I'd like them to have a clean sweep, but realistically, I know with them going against TDE, the TDE machine right now, Kendrick Lamar's on a run. The likelihood of them beating Kendrick Lamar is slim, but if they pull it off, super salute to the Clipse, to both brothers. Super salute to Pharrell and what he's done. It's a hard task. Not to mention you have Tyler the Creator in there, which is on POV, and incredible verse. But for them to snatch a Grammy from him, this is going to be an amazing Grammys. And I'll be honest with you, I normally never tune in for the Grammys. I find out about who won after the fact. It's never been an interest of mine to watch it. I always watch it after the fact. Either I fall asleep, I'm a working man like many of you watching, so I don't tune into it. But February, I will be tuned in. And for those of you interested in when the Grammy actually takes place, let me go to this. All right, so the 60th Annual Grammy Awards is scheduled for Sunday, February 1st, 2026 at Crypto.com Arena, formerly known as Staples Center, where the Lakers play in Los Angeles. And it'll be live on CBS and stream on Paramount Plus. So, that's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 11:30 p.m. Again, on February 1st, 2026 on Sunday. Now, I will be locked and loaded. I will be tuned in, rooting for the Clipse. But again, this episode is about giving the Clipse their flowers, and I have to just say this. All right. Actually, let me go into what they're nominated for, if I have that up. All right, so they're up for Album of the Year, Let God Sort Them Out. They're up for Best Rap Album, Let God Sort Them Out. They're up for Best Rap Performance in Chains and Whips, featuring Kendrick Lamar, who again is also up for that mixtape album that he dropped late this year, 2025. They're up for Best Rap Song, The Birds Don't Sing, which I hope they get it for Best Rap Song, because what an incredible song, and what an incredible tribute to both their mother and father who passed. So I really, if they are to lose to either Kendrick or to any other artist for that matter, I really hope they grab this one for The Birds Don't Sing. So I'll be rooting for them in February. And then, of course, the last one, category that they're in for is Best Music Video for So Be It. All right, with that being said, let me go to the videos I have queued up. All right. So this is my personal opinion. Everyone has their favorite artists. Everyone has their opinion on who they feel should win. But as the outsider looking in, as somebody who attended their concert in Virginia Beach in August, I personally, with my eyes, looked at the rollout and looked at the grind. The amount of interviews these brothers did for this album is unheard of. I've personally never seen any artist do as many interviews as they did. And you might be saying, well, who cares how many interviews someone does? I look at the grind of these two brothers at this stage in their career, and at the ages that they are. All right, Malice is in his early 50s, if I'm not mistaken, and then Pusha T's in his 40s, right? Now, I don't even know of young artists that have done as many interviews for a singular project as the Clipse did. That in itself, I look at that as like, I applaud them. You might say, well, that has nothing to do with the categories for a nomination. That may be true. But when I see that type of grind, I really want to see them win for putting in that much work. Especially off the hiatus that Malice had. Now, Malice put out, I believe, 2 projects on his own. But as far as Clipse, the group, is concerned, they had a hiatus. And for him to come back and be willing to devote that much time as a family man. So they're not young men anymore, so to the sacrifice that they've both been putting in to make this project what it is, and they have families that they they leave behind to hit the road and do these interviews. I salute them, I salute them, I salute them. That's interviews. Then when we're talking videos, this is why I have the videos queued up. I've never seen this much videos for one particular project outside of, and you could let me know in the comments, outside of the Massacre with 50 Cent, if you bought the Deluxe Massacre, which I used to have when it came out, he had a song, he had a video for each song on the album. Outside of the Massacre, I've never seen an official rollout for videos for one project that's been way more than two videos. The standard usually for an artist when they drop an album, from what I recall and what I've seen, an artist will put an album out and maybe have 2 videos. You could say 3. Right here, as you can see, we can count them, not including JID. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's not even including. They had a visualizer for the Mike Tyson blow to the face. There was a visualizer I remember seeing with it was like a black and white visual with a cowboy and on a horse. So they've been pumping out visuals along with the interviews. It's like simultaneously in between interviews they're releasing videos, and the videos have quality. All right, so as you know, So Be It is up for best video. Incredible video. I'm not going to play it because I don't want the audio going off and getting a copyright strike, but So Be It, incredible video. By the way, I'm not even sure if they were shot by the same videographer. Nevertheless, incredible visuals, quality visuals. None of them seem rushed. It seems well thought out. It seems like they had a whole storyboard and script behind the videos. Incredible video. All right, so Be It. You tell me, those of you that are watching, let me know if you know of a nominee that had a better video for a song than So Be It. And then I'll check out the video. I don't know. I don't see how anyone is going to beat So Be It. You might say Kendrick Lamar's record with SZA might be a great video. It was shot well. It was shot very well, I might say. But So Be It had effects, lighting, the scenery, the large. It was like a mansion from. It looked like it was a mansion that wasn't even from the States. It looked like something that you'd find maybe in like England or something like that. But incredible location wherever that was that they shot that. I love that video, which is why it's up for a nomination. Then the video with Kendrick Lamar, incredible video also. That's the one right here. Unfortunately, Kendrick Lamar wasn't in the video, but regardless, incredible video. The visuals, the effects, the little girl that was, I think, crawling or walking, and the way they had the images behind her. Excellent visuals. Again, you can tell it was well thought out. You could tell it wasn't rushed. You could tell it was quality. Then I go over to this video for Birds Don't Sing. Another incredible video that matched the actual record. I'm not even sure if that's the home that the parents actually grew up in, which would make it very eerie, but it would actually add to the somberness of the song and in the reflection of what their parents meant to them. So if this is actually the home they're standing in front of, and if this is actually the home that they shot some of the scenes inside of, wow. If that's the case, that should have been the video that's up for a Grammy nomination over So Be It. Now, So Be It is an incredible video, but when we're talking about a song like Birds Don't Sing, and the Birds Don't Sing song is actually up for best song or best record. Let me go back to that one, right? Where did I have that? I think I took that down. But it's one of the things that's up for nomination, that particular record. So again, if that house that they're standing in front of, as you can see in the thumbnail, if that's the house, then wow, then that has to win something, just off of the fact that they're letting you into their personal life, not just from the content of the song, not just from the record, but the visuals. They're actually letting you see the home that they grew up in, or the home that their parents spent most of their life in, or and I want to say the verse about about his father. He went to the home, I'm not mistaken, and his father was already gone. He passed away. If this is the home that the father was in when he passed away, and they're sharing it in a video, I mean, come on. I personally don't recall anything that personal being displayed as a visual. So hats off to them. This is why I'm rooting for them. Again, you could have your choice who you're rooting for. Let me know who you're rooting for nominations, for Grammy nominations, for Grammy wins, and tell me why. That particular artist, that particular record, that particular video. Let me know why those things resonate with you, because I would like to look into it and see what it is that caused you to gravitate to that particular artist or particular project. But let's move right along. Record with Stove God Cooks, FICO, one of my favorite records. One of the records that I enjoyed when I was out there in Virginia Beach in August, hearing it live when they performed. Incredible, 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 incredible visual. This particular, and oddly enough, for the most part, the scenes that they use for the thumbnails are very interesting scenes where the brothers are both standing next to each other, and I love the way this video was shot. I love the blue lighting that they had in that stairwell, where you got Stove God Cooks at the top, you got Malice on the staircase, and Pusha T against the wall. Coming from a creative side of things, I just love the way it was shot. And that kudos to, again, the videographer. I don't know if the videographer is the same one for all the videos, but kudos to the videographer for having that eye for the angle to shoot. It's just an incredible angle. I don't know if those of you watching this episode appreciate the small nuances and details as I do, but incredibly shot video. And then last, the video with Tyler the Creator, excuse me. Another fantastic video. I even stuck around for the credits, and they hired a team of animatronics to do the robots that were on the stage. And the video, although it was just in one location, an incredible video. The energy was there. When Malice's verse came on, the lighting changed, so it focused on Malice so he could rhyme, as well as the beat change. And of course, when Tyler the Creator was performing, he jumped on the table. I just loved it. I loved it. Standing ovation, although I'm seated right now, standing ovation for the Clipse. You see my thumbnail. I put them for 2025 on their own personal Mount Rushmore. This is not to say that they are above any particular nominee as far as life's work, but for the 2025 run in rap and hip hop, I have to salute them. I have to cheer for them. Again, if they can, I would love for them to snatch all 5 Grammy Awards. That's me. If they don't snatch all 5 and they could only snatch 1, I want it to be for Birds Don't Sing. And that's my thoughts. Other than that, I just have to say one last thing. Oddly enough, before I started to hit record on this episode, I see they doubled back and they went to Virginia and performed again at Virginia Beach, which I knew nothing about this. And I was just going through YouTube, and I see Pharrell was out there for Virginia Beach. And the crazy thing about it, when I went to Virginia Beach for their initial Let God Sort Him Out rollout, I assumed he would be there. I said he has to be here. This is their only Virginia Beach date, which I was wrong. They had 2, but that was the only one at Virginia Beach. The other one was in a different part of Virginia. But I assumed Pharrell would be out there, and maybe some cameos that would jump out on stage to clap it up for them. Or I thought maybe Timbaland. I think Timbaland's from Virginia. If I'm wrong, let me know. I thought maybe Missy might pop out, even though she hasn't popped out in a while. Because I'm just thinking this is a celebratory run, and maybe there'd be some people that pop out. And who knows who was there behind the stage? Maybe backstage that I may not have known about. But at the very least, I thought I would have saw Pharrell. But oddly enough, like I said, before I started recording this episode, I saw on YouTube they were back at Virginia Beach and Pharrell popped out. So salute to them again, all 3 of them. Salute to them. Incredible project. I personally don't think there's a project in 2025 that you can honestly say from top to bottom could match up against the Clipse album. There's some albums that you could say were great albums, but not at the level sonically, the visuals, the interviews as the Clipse album. I don't think anyone can match the Clipse album, and I'm just being honest with that. If you think there's someone or a project out there, again, let me know in the comments. I want to check it out for myself, but I stand 10 toes down with the Clipse on this one. much, much, much success for you brothers. Many more years of good health, and I hope you snatch all 5 Grammys. But that's all I have on this episode. What's your thoughts on this episode? And as always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Even when it seems like the videos are not going to drop on time, I'm on it. I'm paying attention. I'm just squaring things out to make sure I put out a quality episode with some quality perspectives. But as always, stay honorable.